Hi everyone, it's Justine. The Met Gala just happened and it's the most interesting red carpet event of the year. So I like to review it on this channel from the perspective of a fashion designer. It's the annual fundraiser gala of the Metropolitan Museum's Costume Institute. It's in New York and it attracts a lot of very famous and very glamorous guests with gowns created specifically for the occasion. In other words, this is the Super Bowl of red carpet fashion. Here we focus on the outfits, how creative and on theme they are, and I'm going to rate them from 1 to 5 stars. And so for us to do that, first we need to understand the theme that the guests were invited to follow. The occasion for the Met Gala is the opening of a new exhibition at the Met Costume Institute. This year, the new exhibition is Costume Art, with outfits from 5,000 years of fashion history on display, a huge thing. So this can hint at the arts and the craftsmanship over time. The word costume can be interpreted in two different ways. Either costume as a fantasy outfit, like a Halloween costume, or costume as in fashion history, basically a synonym for an outfit. But overall, costume art is a very generic, broad universe. And then the theme of the gala itself is fashion is art, which is the most boring, basic theme I've seen in a long time. In my opinion, it dramatically lacks an editorial angle, something that makes you go, that's an intriguing word, or, ooh, there are different ways of interpreting it. You know, something that would make creative juices flow and give fashion houses a direction to create the gowns for the event. Now, I'm filming this part of the video before looking at the outfits. I haven't seen anything yet. And so here is my uninfluenced take on this theme. For me, the only way to make it interesting visually will be to oppose fashion and art. Fashion is a practical thing. It is design. It aims at dressing a human body in a way that functions. Art, on the other hand, is said to have no practical purpose to serve. So it isn't bound by any practical consideration. So I would expect the fashion houses to create gowns that are as little functional as possible, art pieces that barely have anything to do with allowing people to walk or live in the garments. That would make for an interesting implementation of the theme, I think, though it could also turn into a contest for the most unpractical and expensively made outfit. Or people might show up as artworks, literally. That is actually likely. We'll see. Now I'm going to look at the outfits and I'll be back. Okay, let's get into the review, starting with the people everyone looks at first, the co-hosts of the gala. Their goal is to use their fame to attract more famous people to the gala, as it's a fundraiser. This year, the co-hosts are Anna Wintour, ex-editor-in-chief of Vogue US, Venus Williams, Nicole Kidman, and Beyoncé, for whom it's the first Met Gala since 2016. So 10 years ago. They all wore really classic gowns. Anna Wintour always decides the theme, but is really on theme herself for some reason. Nicole Kidman went neutral classy as well. Venus Williams went bolder with a custom design necked ornament by Swarovski. And Beyoncé came as a Madonna, but the skeleton, the silhouette, is a hint at the museum's exhibition, which was about dressing the body, hence the dress showing her anatomy. 3 stars from me for Venus Williams and Beyoncé, 1 star for the others. Then, instead of showing you outfits with 1 star, then 2 stars, and 3 stars, etc., this time I grouped them by theme so it's easier to compare. We're starting with gowns that were clearly inspired by artworks, by paintings. First up, a Saint Laurent dress, which allegedly is an homage to a Saint Laurent collection that was itself honoring Van Gogh. For reference, here is the Van Gogh painting for the style, and here is the Saint Laurent collection being referenced. I do not buy it. 1 star from me. I don't think that's on theme. A look inspired by the girl in pink dress by Harlem Renaissance painter Laura Wheeler Waring. It's on theme, at least color-wise. The connection is quite obvious. It's okay. 2 stars from me. Next up is a beautiful suit by Tana Fletcher. It is hand-painted and embroidered in the style of Georges Seurat. Now, this is a suit you wouldn't see on other red carpets, and the artist's style isn't directly copy-pasted, right? 3 stars. Naomi Watts also gets 3 stars. This is a Dior gown inspired by the aesthetics of Jan van Huysum, who was famous for painting still lifes of flowers on a deep black background. And whoever was the colorist on this project really managed to turn the oil colors into fabric dyes. Like, absolutely beautiful. It looks like a painting. Then we have a gown which really is at the intersection of paint and the human body. The painting is dressing the body like we expect fashion would do. And the color palette of the painting and the skin build a harmony. She's a nude painting, literally. I loved it. 5 stars. Emma Chamberlain wore a winning outfit as well, in my opinion. It's a muggler dress. It blurs the lines between oil painting and fabric. You can barely see where one stops and where the other starts. The bodice is absolutely fantastic with these brush strokes, 5 stars. And then Gracie Abrams came as a Klimt painting. It's one of the hardest things to turn into a gown because of the highly decorative nature of Gustav Klimt's work. This is a Chanel dress, which took 294 hours to make with over 5,000 beads, embroidered elements. And the lady looks literally like the model of the painting. There's something very poetic about it. 5 stars. Now, let's look at 3 outfits inspired from the same artwork. The painting is Madame X by John Singer Sargent. It's known that she was a socialite and that the original version of the painting included a strap casually sliding off her shoulder, which was deemed scandalous at the time. So the strap got edited so that it wouldn't slide. Okay? Here are the 3 gowns inspired by this painting. Lauren Sanchez Bezos is the closest and also the most obvious. Julianne Moore has a more, dare I say, elegant, timeless version of the dress with the strap falling off too, so the reference is there. And Gwendolyn Christie has the more creative take because the designer, Giles Deacon, mixed further inspirations on top of that Madame X painting. But we still have the straps falling off, the overall silhouette, it's there. Which one do you think is the best outfit of the 3? How many stars would you give to each one? Okay, so far we've seen outfits referencing paintings. There was another group where the reference was to arts other than painting, which I found refreshing. Starting with Kendall Jenner, who came as a statue, specifically at the Victory of Samothrace, which is at the Louvre. It's a beautiful sculptural gown. It's not a surprising choice for her, however, as she comes with a bodycon dress every year. The silhouette is always similar for her, so she gets 2 stars from me, not more. Sabrina Carpenter's gown referenced movie making, the 7th art. Her gown gave old Hollywood glam vibes, and the fun part is it was made of film strips from the movie Sabrina. 4 stars. Then we have Rihanna, whose Margiela dress is a nod to Flemish architecture during the Middle Age. It's made of Duchess silk with metal threads and heavily embroidered. 1,380 hours of work and 4 stars from me, absolutely. K-pop Liza came as a Thai dancer, and yes, in Thailand dancing is truly an art form. She has 2 arms plus 2 fake arms that were modeled after her own arms by Robert Woon. Very creative, 4 stars. Madonna came as a shipwreck, inspired by Leonora Carrington's Temptation of St. Anthony. She picked the detail next to the main character on the right-hand side and came with 6 ladies carrying the fabric around her to resemble a sea storm. For me, that is more a performance rather than being about replicating a painting, and performance is an art. 5 stars. Now this one might well be my favorite of the entire evening. Anokiai as a Black Madonna wearing Balenciaga. She looks like a statue. Her skin and her hair are of the same marble. And look at the eternal tears of her sorrow. For me, this is the best example of how the iconography of art, the fashion and the makeup are combined to create something fabulous. 5 stars. Then I saw characters from art history. Many guests came dressed as a goddess, not wildly creative. It was mostly about showing skin, which is not the main purpose of the Met Gala, in my opinion, very subjective. But so if I had to choose one, it would be Serena Williams, who mixed a goddess with a gladiator. It's fun to think of her as a sort of Venus, which is the name of her sister, co-host of this year's gala. 4 stars. And I enjoy Louisa Jakobsson's outfit by Dilara Efendikoglu. This is a strong and powerful Joan of Arc, a less obvious character choice than a goddess or Virgin Maria, and therefore 4 stars. And now we are moving into the special mentions, outfits that made me smile or that I found deeply poetic. Bad Bunny came as his 80-year-old self. Heidi Klum came as an actual sculpture made of foam and latex. These two heard the word costume art and went all in on the costume part. I think it's fun. 3 stars each for daring. Anne Hathaway wore a Michael Kors dress designed in collaboration with the artist Peter McGould. It's hand painting, beautiful. Kim Kardashian's look was also a collaboration between fashion design and sculpture, but with a creative take, since the material used makes the hard corset feel almost liquid. And I love Lena Mafouf's gown. She's a French influencer. I think those silver hands, paired with a drape you typically see on Renaissance paintings, is both experimental and beautiful. 4 stars for Anne, Kim, and Lena. Now, several things I want to draw your attention on to. First, the price of a Met Gala ticket, heavily debated. After the red carpet, there is a dinner, which is not open to the press. An individual ticket costs $1,000, a table, much more. The ticket prices cause an uproar every year. This is a fundraiser, okay? It's common that the fashion brands dressing the guests also invite them to the dinner, so the brand pays for the table. It's considered an advertising expense due to all the coverage that the event gets and the social media following that the guests themselves bring to the table. The Met Gala is actually like a marketing campaign for the brands who participate. And then there is the controversy of this year, which is ironic given that the gala theme itself was intentionally as apolitical as humanly possible. This year's gala has a honorary chair position, and that's Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos. They're reportedly also the biggest donor. And given what the couple stands for and their political views, the fact that they bought their way in raises more controversy than any gown could. The mayor of New York was vocal about his skipping the gala because of that. Zendaya skipped it, and more. The financial situation also distracts from the actual fashion creativity and fundraising nature of the event, which is a real pity because as a designer, I watched the Met Gala for the gowns. Yeah. And paired with rumors that Bezos wanted to buy Condé Nast, the mother company of Vogue, Vanity Fair, JQ, and more, it feels that editorial freedom in fashion as well can be influenced by big money. What's your opinion on this? And more importantly, which guest had the best outfit in your opinion? Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Take care. Bye.